She filed eviction papers on a Thursday. By Saturday, her own son had put her in a suitcase inside a toilet, and when he walked into court, he made small talk with the deputies. Lana Brown Bradley was born March 12, 1964, in Natchez, Mississippi. She earned 2 master's degrees and a specialist in education, becoming a gifted education teacher. For 30 years, she taught math, English, reading, art, and communications. Colleagues remember her big, beautiful smile. Students called her their favorite teacher. She worshipped at Living Word Worship Center and was a proud member of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. In her free time, she wrote poetry, planning to publish a collection. Her daughter Zuri shared one poem after Lana's death. It read, "A mother, the caregiver of a child even in death." She had no idea how literal those words would become. By April 2026, Lana was retired at 62. She lived on Melanie Road with her youngest son, Zachary Lavell Jackson Jr., then 29. But something had gone wrong with him. People who grew up with Zachary remembered a gentle, straight-A student who laughed easily. Years later, a former classmate saw him pacing, sweating, talking to himself, his hair mostly gone. The classmate prayed for him. Zachary cried. That person said, "I don't know what he endured, but it changed him forever." The family saw the deterioration too. When sheriff's deputies later asked every relative, not one said they believed Zachary could not harm his mother. Zachary had received mental health treatment at some point, but it did not hold. The system labeled him not an immediate threat. That gap between family fear and legal action proved fatal. In 2018, Zachary faced an accessory charge after shooting. Then in May 2024, he earned an associate's degree in precision machining technology. Lana posted on Facebook, "So proud of you, Zachary. You are blessed and highly favored." 23 months later, she would be dead by his hands. Her pride in his accomplishment will become one of the most painful ironies of this case. He used that very training to do the unthinkable. On April 3rd, 2026, Lana walked into an Adams County courthouse. Love alone was no longer enough to keep her safe. She filed eviction papers to remove Zachary from her home. He found out and threatened her that same day. Her oldest son last heard her voice at 2 p.m. She always answered his calls. This time, nothing. The legal process could not move fast enough. She went to court on April 3rd. She was dead by April 4th. April 4th, 2026, was Holy Saturday, the day before Easter. Around 12:30 p.m., deputies arrived for a welfare check. Lana's oldest son let them inside. The house was spotless, reeking of chemicals. The floor was so slippery, deputies had to watch their step. Lana's car, keys, purse, phone, wallet, and ID were all still there. Zachary was locked in the downstairs bathroom, saying he was taking a bath. He told deputies his mother went on vacation, then changed it to Hattiesburg. Deputies called her phone. It rang inside the house. They followed the sound and found it. At that moment, they knew something terrible had happened. Sheriff Patten ordered a search of the 2-acre property, which included woods, a bayou, and creeks. Storms were coming, threatening to destroy evidence. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation and 2 crime scene units were dispatched. Family members arrived to help. Patten sent family to the left and deputies to the right. Then a scream tore through the air. Someone yelled, "It's ahead! It's ahead!" Family members had opened a suitcase in the wooded area. Inside were parts of Lana Brown Bradley. They ran back toward deputies. One relative fell into the bayou and injured their back. The search had found the unthinkable. But the suitcase was not all. More remains were inside the house, in the bathroom, inside the toilet. Sheriff Patten called a plumbing company at 2 a.m. 2 employees arrived with excavators. They were visibly shaken, but did their job. Patten later said, "I can't say what was in the toilet," and it was her flesh. He chopped her up in pieces. Zachary had used his precision machining training to dismember his mother. Then he cleaned the house thoroughly and locked himself in the bathroom, waiting as if no one would ever look past what he had wiped away. The FBI crime scene unit was brought in. They had never seen anything like this. Sheriff Patten, with 26 years in law enforcement, sent some officers away mid-investigation because what they had already seen was too much. Fresh eyes continued. Zachary was arrested at the scene that same day, April 4th. He did not run. He stayed. Within 24 hours, he was charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, mayhem for dismemberment, and tampering with evidence. On April 6th, he appeared in court without bond. A public defender was assigned. The case was set for a preliminary hearing. On April 28th, 2026, Zachary appeared before Judge Danny Barber. A reporter documented his behavior. Apathetic, making small talk with deputies. No tears, no weight on his face. The case was bound over to the next grand jury. Lana's brother and sister sat in the courtroom. They declined to speak on camera. Some grief has no words. The community's reaction was not anger first. It was grief. Former students posted online. She was my favorite teacher. One woman said Lana was like a daughter to me. The loss settled into Natchez like a heavy, permanent weight. On April 18th, 2026, Natchez gathered at Living Word Worship Center to say goodbye. Sorority sisters, students, family, and a shattered community filled the pews. Sheriff Patten's final request. Remember Lana Brown Bradley as she was, not as she lay. She was a poet, a teacher, a woman with a big smile who made everyone feel valued. She deserved a retirement, her poetry collection, more Easters with her family. Her own word became her epitaph. A natural phenomenon, a mother, the caregiver of a child even in death. The case continues. Mississippi has a death penalty, and 12 jurors will face the question no family should ever have to answer.